Internships are an invaluable experience for college students. Not only can they help you develop technical skills that apply to your career, they can also help you develop as a person. Join me today for another campus conversation to learn more.
Most often, a part-time job is normally, acquired for monetary purposes. Students that are looking for just general work to get paid. Part-time jobs are beneficial, but typically offer individuals assigned work that needs to just get completed, but are not always professional in nature, right? And not necessarily for personal gain. So most often there is no mentor, no designated time frame. It's just that a student or an individual can go and get a part-time job because they need to pay bills and so forth, right? Whereas an internship provides students the opportunity to receive hands-on training or learning in their field of study or based on their career interest, right? So projects are normally purposeful and professional in nature. There are learning objectives that reflect the goals of the student. Supervisors typically will serve as mentors to aid the students in their learning process. And the experience allows for transferable skills that students may not necessarily possess. And this could be both personal, soft skills or technical skills. But in addition to that, students can always, get paid for internships, or sometimes they may not, but can receive academic credit for participation in that internship. And whereas part-time jobs generally do not offer that. Students can benefit from internships because it's really hands-on work experience in an industry or a field of a student's career interest, right? So they're going to school, college, and they're, taking course credit to, graduate with a certain major. And what is this all for? Because they have a career interest in mind. And internships will, one, be able to get their feet wet into that industry or that field, right? But most importantly, it's relevant experience for a student's resume. It provides them the opportunity to develop skills, as I mentioned previously, whether it's personal or technical, and most often technical skills are the ones that they want to acquire. If they're, in engineering, they get to, get a feel of what it's like to be an engineer, right? But again, internships provide insight into future career paths, and there's always the potential to get hired before graduation. We've had students that, take on internships in their junior year, and in their senior year, they may get an offer, and that employer will wait until they graduate to get that opportunity started in their career. But in addition to that, there's networking opportunities with professionals. They get to meet with industry experts, mentorship, guided learning and evaluation of performance. They can always see what areas that they can improve on or areas that they're excelling in, right? And then the opportunity to get paid for that type of experience, depending on the industry, depending on the organization or company, will determine, if it's compensated or not. But most often, a lot of internships are compensated, which I think is the hugest benefit to students because they're getting paid for experience while they're going to school. So I get that question all the time. When should I start my internship? And I say now. Now it doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. Students should have at least two internships under their belt by the time they graduate. So if a freshman came up to me, I always tell freshmen start early in your college career, even if you're not taking, relevant courses that are, specific to your major, you can always get hands-on experience in that field. So freshmen should start learning about internships, opportunities and be ready to apply to programs in their sophomore or junior year. We offer at the Career Center various events, and a lot of times we offer information sessions to which employers are looking to connect with students early on because there are programs for all undergraduate students from freshman to senior year and even some graduate students as well. But sometimes, there's sophomore specific programs, just those for sophomores, or, if they're looking to really, bring in the juniors and seniors, it's good for students to start learning about those opportunities to prepare well in advance, whether that's preparing their resume, having it reviewed by a career advisor. Maybe it's sharpening their interview skills. So there's a lot of preparation when it comes to pursuing an internship. So I always say visit the Career Center early on, even if you're a freshman and you're not thinking about your career because you have 4 years to graduate. And at the start, students who are interested in finding an internship should first consider Handshake, which is our university job portal, right, for students. Handshake has over 900 plus internships currently listed as of today, in different industries targeting different majors. Depending on their career interests and how they set it up, they're going to have targeted internships, shown to them. So it does take time to navigate the platform. A student won't find an internship in a day. It can, that's why there's a lot of preparing in advance for an internship and a lot of time to do, some research. So again, with 900 plus internships, I mean, that's not to say that's 900 internships for one type of student. No, it's different industries, right? So there's internships in engineering, in the arts, fine arts, business, sciences, health affairs. And so for every student, their profile is tailored a little bit differently. And so they're from a variety of different regions. I mean, here locally, statewide and nationally. So that's why I say Handshake is going to be the start, because they can really find a good opportunity. But in addition to that, students can also schedule an appointment with a career advisor within our office for internship exploration. And they will learn about different internship search strategies. They can identify programs and positions suited to their career interest. And so the advisor will take that time to explore with them, but also have an understanding of what their goals, passions, and interests are to help them be able to find the right opportunity for them. Also connect with your peers. A lot of students have done internships, and so how did they find their opportunities? Well, you got to ask those questions, right? In addition to that, connect with faculty and staff. Sometimes not every internship is posted, and sometimes it's not about what you know, but who you know, right? So connecting with the right individuals, and that's a big part of the networking process, right? So your peers, faculty and staff, family, and then general searching online. There's other organizations. Internships.com is one where students can find internships as well. Some of them might be regionally, some of them might be out of the area. Um, LinkedIn, surprisingly, LinkedIn Jobs has many opportunities for students too. So if they've created their LinkedIn profile and they search for jobs, there's going to be some internship opportunities through there as well, based on how they've created their LinkedIn profile. And, other platforms such as like Indeed.com, or, Monster.com do offer internships as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of different avenues that students can find opportunities. So they should be able to find one or two, but it really takes time in the search process. So, well, most often, you need to have experience, and that's what's going to make you a competitive internship applicant, right? So experience, of course, is crucial for students to obtain an opportunity, such as an internship, whether it is, general part-time work or some relevant experience in doing another internship. But sometimes students don't always have that experience under their belt. So considering other avenues of obtaining skills and having some professional development through volunteer experience, maybe some sort of involvement on campus through student organizations, or taking on certain leadership roles, right? These are going to be, different areas that are looked upon by employers or different organizations, because they want to see that you're involved in working with teams. They want to see that you have the initiative and proactive ability to, help the community, or, help individuals. They like to see the involvement on campus because that's where you see that leadership. It's structure. Okay. So most often when I see internships promoted from different organizations, I look at a few things. I want to know that internships are structured learning experience. So a typical internship is going to be a structured learning experience that may be the course of a semester, whether that be spring, summer, or fall, right? Sometimes internships, whether they're if they're compensated, they can be offered mid-semester sometimes, and then just be generally over the course of the next semester. But most often internships will be offered during a certain semester, right? Most often there will be an orientation to welcome interns, where the company or organization may relay company policies. There will be introductions to fellow interns and networking opportunities throughout. On-the-job training is going to be consistent throughout the experience, and there are no, or I should say, there are opportunities to take on critical projects with your team. During the internship experience, interns may be involved with, a mid-semester evaluation to learn about their growth and areas of development. So, typically there's like a pre-survey, and then end of the semester survey or end of the internship survey. These are going to be where supervisors will relay areas of their growth, and things that they can improve on, right? And then some organizations may host like farewell parties or end of experience presentations where a student can articulate that type of experience. And so these general items is what I see most often coming from all types of internships. And that's also, again, a difference from what a part-time job is, because you don't really get that type of experience in a general part-time job. And those are more ongoing, right? There's no time frame. And most internships will have a time frame. Yes, there's a lot, but I can name maybe a few. I think what students tend to think is that internships will always guarantee a job. No, that's not the case, right? Internships are for experience and for growth. It's an opportunity to get their feet wet. So, the experience may come with an opportunity at the end, but it's not always the case. So I do want to take that mindset out of the student, is that with an internship, you're always going to get a job. No, it's really just to provide you with that experience, provide you with those skills to help you get an opportunity at some point, right? The other misconception is that only big companies offer good internships. No, internships from big companies may add brand value to like a student's resume. Certainly, if an employer was seeing that you worked with Procter and Gamble, wow, I mean, that's going to be awesome. That's a big, Fortune 500 company, right? But no, it's typically the low-profile companies that get students the real work experience, right? Because maybe they have a small staff, and then they're just really taking on a lot of different projects in a lot of different areas, right? So that is another misconception, is that only the big companies offer the great internships. No, good internships can be offered, here locally with smaller organizations, and that will get you some really good experience as well. And then lastly, I think another misconception is that when you're doing an internship, like, you're on your own. No, interns most often will work in teams and under the guidance of a higher level employee or a mentor or project manager. So students can be rest assured that they will be working, interacting, and learning with other employers in the company. And this is an opportunity for them to ask questions, and to their supervisor, to their mentor, because they're going to get that evaluation at the end. And so this is where they're going to see that, because of, if I didn't ask this, I would not know this, right? And because of this, I couldn't do this. So no, like, you're always with someone at an internship. You're not intended to be left alone. And if you are, then you're not really getting the right internship experience that you should. Yeah, real simply, I just say for students, network, build up your resume, attend career fairs or career related events that you see offered, and be open to new opportunities, whether it's local or national. Sometimes the better opportunities are elsewhere, right? And lastly, just don't be afraid to apply to positions. I mean, you might see an opportunity that has certain qualifications that you need, or a lot of experience that's intended to be there before you start. No, sometimes you'll be hesitant to apply just because you see so much stuff, but apply anyway. You never know if you don't try, right? So those would be some of the final thoughts that I think: networking, building your resume, attending events, and just don't be afraid to apply.
Please note that contact information for UTRGV's Career Center, as well as some other resources that can provide Detailed information on searching for and succeeding in internships are listed below this video in the description box. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up icon. And if you really like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel and turning on notifications so that YouTube will let you know whenever a new video is added to the channel. This has been another campus conversation with me, Dr. Manuel G. Saldivar. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you'll join us again for future videos.